from the same background as you, and he's been able to achieve things, it gives you that boost. Like, okay, cool. If he's from the same community as me, has the same kind of passion as me, had the same kind of starting base as me, and he was able to do this, then why can't I?
Kwaku from YSYS, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So you're here today to talk about the pre-accelerator with the Mayor's office that's going to launch, well, it's launched July.
Yeah, literally
really soon.
Yeah, next week. So I'm just kind of like trying to do the last minute bits and bobs to get everything going. But yeah, we're starting next week, Saturday, on the 6th of July.
So there's quite a few, right? There's quite a few accelerators in the UK. We get emails all the time saying, hey, can we come on and talk about it? This one's a bit different, right? And it does stand out from the crowd massively when it comes to accelerators. So it's 18 to 24 year olds, diverse. But it's also, the timings of it are really accommodating to people, which, you know, if you're going to do a pre-accelerator, you probably have a job or it's going to be a side hustle. So talk us through a little bit about how it works.
Sure. So the pre-accelerator itself is going to be, like you said, based on Saturdays. And the reason why we chose to do that is because, like you said, just basically trying to accommodate the different needs of the people that are going to make up the cohort. And what makes it quite different to a lot of accelerators that are going on at the moment is that focus on underrepresented groups. So the London startup scheme, the London startup scene is like, I don't know, criminally like underrepresentative of London. So London, if you look at the stats, it's 55% or so from BAME backgrounds. But despite that, that's not reflected in you know, the tech scene and the startup scene more broadly, whether it be investors, whether it be founders. So this is really trying to get a foot in the door for people from those types of backgrounds, focusing on women, people from BAME backgrounds, people from like working class backgrounds, and getting their foot in the door and to progress and see how they can actually come in with an idea and actually see it through to actually having a business.
Yeah, it's quite cool. So if someone's between 18 and 24 and they match and you guys want to help, what do they have to bring to the table? It doesn't have to be like a business plan, does it? Or is it just basically they pitch to you guys, here's my idea? What way do they even apply? Yeah,
so it's quite interesting the way that is set out. Because this is part of One Tech Talent, which is, as you said, like the London Mayor's initiative, we're actually collaborating with other partners. So one of them is Capital Enterprise, and they're going to be running a Founders Weekend, which is like a weekend event. It's kind of like a hackathon. And through that, there's going to be loads of people that come in, and during the course of that weekend, they're going to pitch their ideas. And by the end of that Sunday, we're going to then choose, you know, 5 or so teams who are then going to join the pre-accelerator.
That's quite cool. And how many are you expecting in to pitch? What are you thinking?
So I believe the kind of aim was to get 100 or so individuals. So some of them are going to come as teams, some of them are going to come as individuals. And then during the course of that weekend, they're going to form their teams. They're going to, on a Friday evening, kind of give like just a really short pitch of what their idea is. And then there's going to be voting to determine who comes for who's going to pitch on the final day. So there's going to be 10 pitches initially, I believe, and then out of those 5 are going to be chosen.
That's quite cool. So what do you think is a good fit? Are you looking for like complete just on the tech side, or is it looking for a new social network, or is it solving like a huge problem for the city of London? What in your opinion is something quite cool that people can come with?
Yeah, I think we're trying to keep it as broad as possible and just allow for people that have diverse interests and want to basically solve issues for particular markets that they have a vested interest in. So as long as they're passionate about who their potential customer is, we're happy to just basically facilitate and try to pull in as much resource that is available to give them the skills and network to be able to kind of like get everything going with their actual idea.
Yeah, it's nice because look, if you're from like we were talking about this yesterday, not on camera, off camera, but if you're from like a super, and we interviewed like nearly 3,000 people at this stage, whatever it is, right? So if you're from like a very privileged background, went to Cambridge, parents are minted, blah, 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 a lot of the time there's no limit to that person's dreams in a way.
Yeah.
As in they, not their dreams, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say like, if they have a dream, they think, oh, well, yeah, I can make this happen.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've seen this happen in my personal life, right? My father has a business and he did this and this, or my mother has a business. So there's like, from those super privileged backgrounds, you can see that. But one that comes to mind is Darren from Trimit. I don't know if you've seen Trimit.
Yeah, he's part of the YSYS community.
Right,
Yeah.
and he's a legend, right? So before he launched that, if you said to kids in his community, oh, you know, you can have like create a mobile barber shop where there's an app and it'll come to you and a full barbershop back thing. The dream is huge, right? He wants to have 1,000 mobile barbershops. Yeah, it's insane. It's brilliant, right? But you need people like him to say he had this dream, and he actually started. You don't get the 1,000 straight away. You start with one, which is really difficult, and you make some money and you get a second. And he's a really good example of something that's a crazy dream that he brought to reality. Yeah, so you definitely need more of that.
Definitely, I think with particularly with you coming from underrepresented groups, that confidence to feel like, okay, this is something I can actually do, and like you said, having a network of people to reach out to actually facilitate those dreams sometimes is lacking. So when you see someone like a Darren, who maybe from the same background as you, and he's been able to achieve things, it gives you that boost. Like, okay, cool. If he's from the same community as me, has the same kind of passion as me, had the same kind of starting base as me, and he was able to do this, then why can't I? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be the first one. Is there going to be more of these? Is that the plan? Is to do more of these accelerators? It's not just a once-off?
Yeah, so we actually have, I want to say 3 more booked after the initial one.
Oh, right.
So we're going to do one in October, one in Feb, and then one in May as well. And yeah, this is the initial one, so it's really kind of like going to set the tone for the rest of the programs. And we basically designed it from scratch. So yeah, there's not too many other pre-accelerators that exist, particularly in London, and I don't think there are any that focus on young people from underrepresented groups. So we're kind of like the first, like in the industry and in that space.
So you guys are making the mold for it completely, literally, you know, you put the whole thing together. Yeah,
exactly. So hopefully naturally there might be a few mistakes that you make.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Happens, yeah.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity to see, okay, what works, and then try to replicate that for the future programs. And we hope after, like, even outside of Founders Door, to have programs that can take them even further in their journeys as startup founders. So Founders Door Plus is going to be an investment readiness program for those that have gone through the program, and which will basically get them to a stage where they're able to actually pitch for investment. So yeah, with YSYS, we're thinking really big about what we can do and how we can impact our community.
It's brilliant though, because I suppose they come out of the accelerator, you want to keep those wheels turning and keep the momentum when it's there. If people want to find out more about the accelerator, where can they go? Where can they check it out?
Cool, so you can check out the website on thisisysys.com/foundersdoor. Follow the Twitter, Instagram, etc. We're going to be putting out blogs and videos and everything around documenting the journey of the cohort as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things progress and just to share that journey.
Very cool. We'll tag everything below, but thanks so much for coming in, Kwaku. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Nice one.